the book we're going to read today is all about science and scientists and nature and the things you collect when you're outside in nature. So Finn has got his collection of stuff we have here that we're going to show you, and then we're going to read our book. All right. Oh,
here we've got some teeth. I collected these from outside, but it was a long time ago. I can't remember. And here's a seed pod.
From a sweet gum tree. Do you know what that seed pod's from? This is a seed pod from a magnolia tree. And when it still has the seeds inside, there is a seed in each one of these little spaces. And the seeds are bright red. They're beautiful. And here we have some bark we collected that was coming off of a tree when we were hiking one weekend while we were camping. And we found a feather. We're not sure what kind of bird, but we found a cool feather. And we have one more thing. What's that?
This is a shell from Outer Banks.
Yep, when we went to the beach at Outer Banks, we found some cool shells, didn't we?
And here's my rock collection, which the teeth came out of.
Let's tilt it that way you can see that. Oh, there's the other tooth in there, Finn. You can see it.
Yep.
So we have a whole bunch of jars of rocks, don't we? Oh, there's a feather in this one too. Look at that.
Yep.
So, and actually down at the bottom there's an acorn. Can you see that acorn?
I know.
So, we are excited to show you what we found out in nature and what we've collected, and we hope you'll start a collection too.
Bye.
All right, Hattie has a few things she's found outside that she wants to share. What is this, Hattie? Is it part of an old key you found somewhere outside? Yeah. All right, what about this? What's this?
Rock.
You found a rock? It's a pretty rock. All right, and what are these?
These are sticks.
Some sticks she found. I think that these are from some bamboo we cut and used as trellises in our garden, some pieces. You can see on the inside it looks real splintery. I think it's from some bamboo posts we use in our garden to trellis things with. What's in your pocket? Collecting Nature's Treasures by Heather L. Montgomery, illustrated by Maribel. When you explore the great outdoors and find something strange and wonderful, do you put it in your pocket? Scientists collect specimens so that they can observe the details of natural artifacts. George found a strange seed pod. He put it in his pocket. He forgot all about it until pop! Seeds exploded all over the room. After that, George had to empty out his pockets on the porch. Nobody knew that George would grow up to be the famous scientist George Washington Carver. He helped the farmers grow peanuts and other seeds in poor soil. He discovered almost 300 new uses for the peanut, including soap, glue, fuel, and a new version of peanut butter. Will found beautiful blue eggs high in a tree. Needing his hands to climb back down, he held the eggs in his mouth. Oops! Will crashed to the ground. He swallowed the eggs. Nobody knew Will would become the famous naturalist William Beebe? I'm not sure how to pronounce that. As an adult, he set a world record for dropping half a mile down under the ocean waves in a steel ball called a bathysphere. Will was the first person to see glowing fish and other deep-sea animals alive in their natural habitats. Valerie Jane found wiggly worms. She wanted to keep them close, so she put them under her pillow. Her mother persuaded her to put the worms back in the garden. Nobody knew Valerie Jane would become the famous primatologist Jane Goodall. As an adult, Jane slept in the rainforest with animals all around her. She studied chimpanzees, learned their ways, and watched them use tools, a discovery that changed how people thought about animals. When you explore the great outdoors and find strange and wonderful things, do you put them in your pocket? Do you add them to your collection?
Yeah.
As scientists sort, compare, and categorize specimens, they learn to see patterns within their collections. Charles collected lots and lots of things: colorful rocks, empty shells, and living beetles. His sister convinced him that killing so many creatures was wrong, so Charles let the living beetles be. Charles didn't know that he would keep collecting throughout his life. When Charles Darwin grew up, he sailed across oceans to collect beetles and birds and other creatures. He noticed that animals well suited to a place survived and passed their traits to their young, while animals not well suited died off. Over time, this could lead to changes in a whole group of animals. Meg found flowers and shells and lucky stones. She put them in her pocket. She climbed trees and collected leaves. She sorted and labeled and stuffed everything under her bed. Meg wasn't the only one who liked the collection. Eek! Meg didn't know she would keep climbing trees as an adult. She didn't know she would develop new methods for getting into trees safely using slingshots and hot air balloons. Those methods helped Meg Lohman and other biologists discover an entire world of treasures in the treetops. Diego collected snails and slugs and scorpions. Sometimes they escaped in the house. For his mom's birthday, Diego gave her a gift: a lizard. She loved it. Together they marveled at the lizard, then returned it to the wild. Diego didn't know he would become a herpetologist who studies lizards and frogs, and he never guessed that he would get to name a new type of frog after his mother. Diego Siniso Herida has devoted his life to helping people connect to wildlife. When you explore the great outdoors, do you find strange and wonderful things? Do you put them in your pocket?
Yes.
Do you add them to your collection?
Yes.
Do you make amazing discoveries?
Yes. Yes.
Young collectors make significant discoveries too. Trained to see details and seek patterns, collectors of any age can surprise us with their finds. Mary found lots and lots of fossils. Her whole family collected them. When her brother spotted something sticking out of a cliff, Mary dug and dug until she discovered an entire skeleton. Young Mary's discovery helped people realize that animals can go extinct. Mary Anning lived in a time before people knew much about fossils or extinction. When she was just 12 years old, she discovered a skeleton that didn't match any living creature. Scientists named it
It was lived in the
ichthyosaur,
dinosaur.
meaning
Dinosaurs. Dinosaurs.
Meaning fish lizard. Ichthyosaurs lived during the time of dinosaurs. Oh, you're right. Maria found caterpillars. She collected them. She painted them. Then Maria discovered that caterpillars are part of
Butterflies.
a science surprise. Young Maria showed the world that caterpillars turn into butterflies. Maria Sybil Marion lived in a time when most people did not understand the life cycle of insects. People thought adult insects grew out of mud, rotting meat, or old fruit. When she was 13, Maria started collecting caterpillars. She watched them closely and painted what she saw. Later, Maria created books about the wonder of metamorphosis. Bonnie found creatures in tide pools. She filled her pockets with shells and sand from the sea. As a teenager, Bonnie collected sea slugs. She borrowed slugs from other scientific collections. She looked closely at slugs everyone thought were the same. Young Bonnie's observations led to the discovery of a brand new creature. Bonnie Lee lives in modern times, when advanced tools help scientists make new discoveries. When she was 15, Bonnie Lee looked at the shapes, patterns, and tongues of sea slugs. Using chemicals and computers, she read the secret code, called DNA, from inside their bodies. Bonnie helped identify a type of sea slug that had never before been recognized by science. Throughout history, kids have found all kinds of strange and wonderful things. They've created collections. They've made discoveries. They've changed the world of science. Every discovery started with just one thing. One little thing that could fit in your pocket. What's in your pocket? The end.
Come back tomorrow and read with us.